Halfbreed Blades 2024 SHOT Show. We got Brian. He's going to show us some of the new stuff that's out this year.
Yep. We were last here in 2020, so it's been a little while since we were able to come back to SHOT Show after everybody had to deal with COVID and all the other issues, but we came back with a ton of new stuff. We've been developing and been very busy in that time, so want to take a look at the table. We'll show you what we have as far as some of our old standards that people really love, and some of the things that we've integrated and have become, working through COVID and really come out stronger on the other side. So we've got a couple of our emergency response knife. We started out with our sister company of Hardcore Hardware Australia, and we kind of evolved a couple of different things. We had a lot of end user feedback, which is what we're really, really big for, so we went, took that information and incorporated it. We had requests for a sawback on that emergency response knife, so N690 CO, other steel types allow us to be able to go ahead and use that as a dive knife. Our Teflon-based coating also allows the water to not really be an issue in any capacity. So you can see the evolution of the two. And really just, again, end-user feedback. That sawback being a multi-purpose, go through wood or metal equally well, allows us to really have a lot of versatility in the product line. We've also kind of taken some more modern approaches to the designs with Tonto or Americanized Tonto variants. Our military industrial knife, our medium infantry knife, but we have a MIK, and then we also have worked with more traditional bladesmiths to do iron sand. So this is actually tomahogany that we were actually able to go ahead and actually have hand forged, but in our MIK style. So working with some classic bladesmiths to really get from Zubang and Mr. Chen to be able to make sure that that works as well as possible. We also partnered up with Joe Tedai, and we're able to take one of our other MIK series and kind of gave his spin on it, so it's double serrations, and changed up the handle scales, added an impact ability, different things like that. Really just maximized the knife and made it more unique to his personal uses and some of the things he's experienced as an expert in the field. So really, really good stuff.
Good.
The last time you were here, we actually had the LBK had just come out. And so the LBK with the large bush knife, we had gone ahead and actually had a lot of requests for bushcrafting. And after we listened to those experiences, we took the scales and actually added a very distinct texture. And then we also added a steel divot for the bow drill insert. We actually had a couple people burn the scales where we'd had a lot of testing, but we actually hadn't maxed it out. So now that steel divot insert will help prevent any of that as well. But it also still has the overbuilt sheath with the fire starter, the lanyard system, and they'll be able to go ahead and put this on, but with this C-clamp, it'll remain on the back of the sheath wherever you mount it. So if you mount this on the belt or bag or anything else like that, where this C-clamp fits over right here, you can undo some screws and slide this sheath out, use it for another purpose, and then slide it back, put the retaining screws back in, and it'll be back on the bag or wherever else you put it without a lot of effort. So a lot of functionality there. Again, custom sheath work with a standard sheath that comes with it. So it has the fire steel and other options. So the other one that goes with this is with the LBK, as far as our large bush knife, the folder was our large bush folder. So this is the second generation of this. We changed out the handle scales to more of a traditional square grid frag pattern. And then we also added a new locking system. So previously they were titanium, which we still do occasionally, but we had a lot of people asking for G10, so we made it the chassis system. So we have G10 and steel, and then G10 again. And this proprietary locking system was developed by us called the Link Lock, L-A-N-Q. So it's similar to an Axis lock. It's a variable or strength that a lot of people are familiar with, but it'll actually outperform a lot of other locking systems. So it pull back and allows it to go ahead and close, and I can flick it back open just like a flipper, but with just one movement. So it also allows me to go ahead and get a really solid grip on this knife, and this knife as a folder will do the same exact tasks as this fixed blade bush knife. So between the two of them, like I said, you have an extremely strong, robust package in your pocket that allows you to really go ahead and do just anything you might expect of a really, really overbuilt fixed blade. But now you have that in a folder variant that allows you to really get the level of detail and ability. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
Also,
I've noticed that this is way lighter. I think
Yes.
the original LBF was around a pound,
It was
maybe
close,
even
yep.
closer to that.
Yep.
And then this, no, this is not anywhere near this, and
No.
it's really light considering.
well, it's
And,
incredibly strong too, and that's
It
the
feels a
benefit.
lot lighter, and
Yep.
it definitely feels more nimble in the hand.
Yes.
And this lock system keeps your fingers out of the way. Yeah, it's great.
We also changed up a couple of things. We had a couple of close quarters dedicated combat and close quarters anti-personnel knives in the past, and we had a resurgence that a lot of people were asking for tools like that. So we went ahead and put our toe into the karambit aspect. Worked with some close quarters combatives experts, Tricom, Jared Wahangi, and a couple other individuals to really kind of come up with something. So we have the red, of course, is our trainer, but then we've got the serrated and the non-serrated variants of our karambits, and these are really nice, oversized, overbuilt, fixed blade karambits. They're not folders of any kind, but it really allows you to go ahead and really have a fantastic rake for the actual ability to go ahead and still punch with it. But if I move my hand forward, I still have this really nice hawkbill karambit ability to really just do whatever I would expect with a more traditional karambit. So really, again, keeping with the brand, extremely overbuilt, extremely powerful tool. Lets you use it in any way you would expect to use a standard karambit. So the other ones with that is our CCK 01 series. We started out with these guys. For the Gen 2, we changed out the little sandwich scales that we had here, and then we also kind of worked up from there to go ahead and integrate with, again, some close quarters combatives experts to add something with this to our flavor. So they still have the same SOC-P program requirements for the Special Operations and Combatives program for the U.S. Army. They'll still meet all those program specs, but now we've got it in the CCK01, the CCK XL, which is just a larger variant of the same knife, so it allows you to go ahead and get more blade length, more grip, more handle, and allows for more use with gloves and ability to really, really get a good grip on everything. But then we've also added the Tonto and then a multi-faceted variant. So you've got multiple cutting surfaces for people who know how to use that really effectively. So just really, really nice tools. Combined with that, we also have our MILF series, our Military Industrial Light Folder, regardless of what anybody else might call it. And we've got kind of our classics for a couple of the lineups, and then we added a spear point more recently. And we also changed into a new, basically a bushing system, and it's incredibly smooth. I mean, just really, really incredibly fast, incredibly smooth, and still really nice and overbuilt. But again, just a little bit different than what you might expect for some of the variants you've seen before. Just kind of upping that performance level in the same way that we did for the other variants.
Right-handed. Okay.
Oh, no problem.
Now, nice drop, flips right open. Feels good.
Yep, still acts up like a bank vault though, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, and these shouldn't be difficult to carry. They're not oversized, they're not overly heavy, that kind of thing.
Nope, nothing crazy like that, and that's what they're just intended to be, just a good, solid, dependable folder in your pocket.
And multiple different types of blade styles.
And on top of that, like I have a Generation 1 in my pocket here, but still this exact same process. It allows you to have the thumb studs that come with them, and you'll see these holes. It actually comes with adjustable and removable thumb studs that allows you to select where you want these to be placed. So you can go ahead and actually just pick it up and actually move it from hole to hole, and it fits all three, and it comes with it for every single purchase. So there's no issues there either. Really
so
allows
these knives come with thumb studs?
Yes.
And you can just put them in any of these holes?
Yep.
Okay.
So you can put it in whichever one adjusts the leverage point for your own hand size better. So it really allows you to kind of customize that a little bit as well. And the last one that we were doing was we had previous versions of our LBA, our large breaching axe, and I said our large rescue axe, our Rhino, which is a multi-entry tool, and the IRT we kind of took from the Rhino. The Rhino has an edged tool right here that's actually a sharp surface, but the IRT doesn't have any sharp surfaces on it, and it fits into a single long column of MOLLE. So I can actually carry this without a sheath on a bag or in an active shooter pack or in a plate carrier I could just slide this into molly webbing and just slide it right down and it stays placed. But it has an oxygen wrench, a pry bar, holding a punch, being able to get a rake, get in something, break and rake glass, do whatever else you need to, and then even being able to take the actual tool itself and hit glass and actually shatter it with the split V pry bar. So a lot of functionality in a very, very small package. And then the last one that we had is U.S. basically teams had been coming to us for different things, and we had an Australian teams that are coming to us, and we had somebody come with a completely custom request. So the Australian Special Operations and Engineer Regiment came to us. This battle axe is actually in their unit insignia, and they said we wanted an actual full functional field use double-headed battle axe for issued kit to our soldiers, and they got it. So this is actually an issued piece of item. They actually carry this, and it's incredibly thick. I mean, it's just ridiculously overbuilt. And when we asked them, you guys really issue that to people in the field? And they said, yeah, man, who messes with a guy with a double-headed battle axe? So they said overall, just a really amazing tool. It's incredibly thick, it's incredibly strong, just overall just really amazing. But it just gives you some examples of when we have contracts or people conduct special requests, we can absolutely do those, try to work with the end users to make sure they're getting what they want, regardless of how crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. That's impressive.
Yep. So, but yeah, we have a lot of tools. Like I said, just a lot of stuff to offer. And 2024 is going to be an excellent year, and we're really looking forward to pushing through and continue to evolve and taking end user feedback from everybody else out in the world as well, and continue to expand the brand and see if we can get some more edged weapons and tools into everybody's hands.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to go over your new items for this year.
Thanks for seeing us again,
Have
Rich.
a great
Appreciate
show.
it. Thank you. You too.